live on this computer. Okay, we're recording. So glad to have everyone here with us tonight. We are going to be talking about sleep. So I want you to think about this. You know, sleep is something that most of us would readily say probably we don't get enough of. Okay, especially as adults. It's something that when we're little, we put off, and as adults, we can't wait to get more of. So it's ironic that it works that way. But did you know that when I was researching and reading about sleep and the issues that come up with sleep, 1 in 3 adults is getting less than the required amount that they recommend every day. And so our bodies, we need that sleep to be able to just simply function, to make decisions, to keep our minds focused on task, to manage our emotions, just to handle anything that comes at us throughout the day. Example, think about this. Think about a toddler who you can tell, even if you don't know him or her, that they missed their nap, right? Because their emotions are everywhere, and we'll all say, oh, someone's a little grumpy or they're overwhelmed by little things. Why? They didn't get their nap in. So we see the importance of sleep today. Okay. I wanted to put up a few, as I'm talking at different times, I'm going to share a few what's the word, pictures, as we go along, that Isabel and Jasmine have been sharing in the sleep challenge page. So I'm going to share one. And by the way, as I go along through here, this is not very long. It's not going to take me very long to cover this. So if you have any thoughts or questions, just make yourself a note. And then when I get done, we'll open it up and have a discussion. Okay. So let me share my screen. I thought this picture, can everyone see that? Wait a minute, let me see who I can see here. Donna, can you see that pretty good size? Okay, thank you. I see you now. I had to
Yes.
move my screen here to see if I could see someone. So I thought this was a very powerful picture. So I want everyone to take a minute there and just look this over. Some of the negative side effects that happen when we are not getting enough sleep. It very well could be that when we look at that, we realize maybe that's part of our issue. Maybe we're dealing with one of these issues listed here. And so maybe this class will really wake us up to the fact, no pun intended, wake us up to the fact that we need to take care of our sleep and make changes so that our body is getting the relief it needs by means of sleep. I mean, you look at down through there of all those different things, from issues with your heart to even weight issues because of sleep, immune issues, digestive issues, even things like your pancreas, stress levels, and so on. I thought that was a very powerful post. So let's talk about some of the things we can do then to help our sleep. And this right here is a very big one. It's our routine. Okay. This graphic talks about our bedtime routine. So let's think about some of the things. You'll see some of them that I mentioned are actually already on this graphic, but things like when evening comes, one of the things they recommend when I was researching about this is keep your lights. If you use overhead lights, if you have a dimmer, or if you have lamps, as it gets closer and closer to in the evening, to getting near bedtime, you know what? Try to turn your overhead lights off or dim them. Turn your side lights on. It's fascinating that research shows that avoiding overhead lights and having more of an ambient light is productive to help in having a good night of sleep. So isn't that fascinating? Of course, a common one, and we see it depicted there in the picture, diffuse. Now, I cannot stress that enough. Whether we're dealing with sleep or whatever, diffuse. Get your diffuser going at least a half an hour before your bedtime in your bedroom with oils. And we'll talk about some of the suggested oils that you may want to try. But get that diffuser going so that when you walk into that bedroom, when it's time to go to bed, your brain will automatically get used to that scent or smell, that diffuser, and begin to realize it's time to start winding down. Our brains are fascinating that way. So never underestimate how much having that diffuser on can not only maybe help you sleep, but just help you be more calm so that you can go to sleep. Okay. Something else you could consider, some people like to shower in the evening, get you a warm shower. Would be a nice thing to do. Something I do, I'm typically not a girl that showers in the evening. I like the morning, but something I do like, and I don't do it all the time, but after reading today, I'm like, I got to do this more, is use my relaxation massage oil. Love that massage oil. And it's funny that when I do use it, I feel like I am more relaxed at bedtime. It's nice if you have someone that can give you a massage with it across your shoulders and neck, but even if you don't, just give yourself a little massage across your shoulders and down your arms, and take a couple of deep breaths, because that relaxation massage oil has in it oils like lavender and things like that that are very calming to us. So it's a perfect one to use at bedtime. Something else you could consider, even that maybe you hadn't thought of, if you use lavender lotion from Young Living, the lavender hand and body lotion. Okay, we all know how good lavender is for us to be for calming and for sleep. So try that even. Now, some of the things to keep in mind about whatever oils you do use, sometimes people are like, Kim, well, where should I apply them? Well, besides having them going in your diffuser, pick a few, apply it to your wrist. I like to apply it a drop across my heart area, because when I'm laying in bed at night, I'm going to smell that. If it's on my chest area, I'm going to smell that. So my wrist, my chest, sometimes if it's that, I need my brain to relax and stop thinking all night, then I may put a drop across my forehead or even the back of my neck up towards your brain stem. Frankincense is one I will do there some. When my brain is just in overdrive, I'm exhausted, I need to sleep, but the brain won't be quiet, then reach for that frankincense or a calming oil and put it directly on your brain stem or across your forehead and see if it gives you some relief. And a couple other things you could do, just in general, not connected to oils, but sound machines. Boy, oh boy, have you tried that? Even on your phone, there's apps now. We have one called Rain Rain, and my husband will turn that on. Some nights it'll just be a gentle rain. Some nights it may be like a campfire sound, but it's very calming. Some people prefer to have a little fan, just something that would help with the noise you may find beneficial for you. Another thing you could do is take some of your oils and make a DIY body spray. Not body spray, linen spray. Spray your pillows, spray your sheet, and enjoy that scent and see if that helps you sleep as well. So let's go back and talk a little bit now about the diffusing. What are some of the things some of the oils that we can use at night for sleep? So lavender, I mentioned, frankincense, peace and calming as a favorite of a lot of us. Cedarwood in the sleep challenge that we're doing, those two are mentioned quite often. The peace and calming, the cedarwood, they're very good to help us relax and get a restful night's sleep. Another one of my very favorites is Roman chamomile. We don't talk about that oil enough, but I love Roman chamomile in my diffuser at night. Some other good ones for me is some of the tree oils like Northern Lights Black Spruce, pine. Evergreen Essence is another good one that isn't always available year-round at Young Living, but when it is available, I love that oil and I love it for sleeping. Some of the combinations, because sometimes people are like, well, what else could I use? Sometimes we get nervous thinking, what should I mix? Mix some of your favorite calming oils. You could do lavender with some frankincense, maybe a drop of tangerine or orange in with that. You could do Roman chamomile with frankincense or valor. You could do peace and calming with some lavender and tangerine. Some of these I'm mentioning to you, I'm reading right off of some recipes that I have for sleep. So don't hesitate to write some of these down. One that I have not done but I need to try because I hear a lot of people talk about vetiver for sleep, but cedarwood, I see Donna shaking her head. Cedarwood, lavender, and vetiver is one that's recommended for sleep. Another one would be cedarwood with northern lights, black spruce, and lavender. You see a common theme there. We see a lot of repeats here. Another one, and I haven't tried this one either, is northern lights, lavender, and release. And I know from Donna, that's one she's been using lately, is that release. That's another one I haven't tried. That one, when I was researching and reading about some of these different recipes, that one in particular, one of the reasons release is in there, it mentioned, was because that one is great for when worry is your companion, if you're a worrier. So I've got to try that one because I am. That's why I think sometimes my brain won't shut off, and I typically reach for frankincense, but I'm going to give that release one a try. So keep that one in mind. If you're the type of person that worries a lot, grab you some release and lavender and put in a diffuser. Now, where can you apply? Besides your chest and your wrist, you ready? People are like, what? Especially if you're new to oils, you may be thinking, oh, but why would you do that? The bottom of your big toe. Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but the nerve endings that are connected straight to our brain, they end there at the bottom of your big toe. And so don't hesitate. I know one in particular that I have done there is Valor on your big toe. Give it a try sometime and see if that is one that helps you. That's a great place to apply one if it's a smell that you in particular are not crazy about. Because remember, we're all about trying to be calm, right? Because we want to sleep. So the last thing you want to do is to put an oil on your wrist or your chest that you can't stand. Okay, because then you're not going to be calm. So the reason I bring that up is because an oil that most of us are not crazy about is Rutavala. Rutavala. It, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, yeah, I'm just going to say it's unique. It's unique. And unfortunately, it's one of my husband's favorites for sleep. But boy, it's strong for most of us. I think it's an oil you either love or you hate. I don't know if there is a happy medium with Rutavala. Seems like it's one extreme or the other. But that's an oil, if I'm going to use, it's going to go on my big toe because my toe is going to be at the other end of the bed and I'm not going to be smelling that all night. Okay, so Rutavala. Matter of fact, when we were talking about different oils that you could use, did you realize Young Living has oils already blended that are great for sleep? Rutavala is one of them. It already comes in a roll-on, ready for sleep. It's a mixture of rue, lavender, and valerian. Okay. And again, it's an interesting aroma, but many people get great results from that blend. So just because I say it has an odor that Kim doesn't like, please don't mean don't try it, because it is an oil that many people reach for sleep. Okay. Tranquil is another roll-on from Young Living. That oil is a blend of Roman chamomile, cedarwood, and lavender. And I love that blend. Tranquil is a nice blend to create a calming, peaceful feeling before going to sleep. Another blend, which we've already mentioned, but is your peace and calming. It also already comes in a roll-on if you want it to be able to apply topically. That is a mixture of oils like blue tansy, orange, tangerine, patchouli, and ylang ylang. And it is a popular blend for many people to use for calming and for nighttime. A lot of parents will use that oil with their little ones. They can take and rub a drop on their little children's toes. You know how children, they love to have their, if they're not real ticklish, there's something about children having their toes rubbed. So rub a little drop of peace and calming on their little toes at night and see if it helps them sleep more restfully. You could also make your own. You know, with the blends we mentioned earlier that you could use in the diffuser, you can also use them topically. So make your own roller. You could take, you could get a roller and make one. But you could also take, once you've been using the oils for a while, you could take one of your empty bottles. Young Living makes the little roller fitments. Okay, you can get a package of those, take an empty bottle, mix the oils you want, add a little carrier oil, and you're good to go, right? And make your own blend. The other thing I want to mention, that sometimes, depending on what our life is like, applying something topically and diffusing sometimes doesn't get the job done. You know, maybe we're going through a very stressful time in life. Then don't underestimate reaching for certain supplements. Young Living does make a few supplements for those who are really struggling to get into a good pattern of sleep. And those supplements are Sleep Essence. I'm just going to read to you straight from here. It's one I haven't tried, but it's capsule form, and it's a combination of lavender, vetiver, valerian, and tangerine. It also has some melatonin in it. You know, it's your natural sleep hormone. And so that could be a big support for you to get some sleep. And the other one, which I have used, is ImmuPro. ImmuPro, IMMUPRO. This is a blend of Ningxia wolfberry and then some of the different mushroom powders, as well as melatonin. It's not only good for sleep and rest, but also good for your immune system. So FYI, if you're traveling, like when we travel out of the country, I take ImmuPro with us to immediately start taking. Once we land that first night, adjusting to a different time change and so on, we start taking ImmuPro while we're gone for 2 reasons: to help us get adjusted and sleep better and not have that, you know, where the time throws us off and you just can't sleep, but also because it's a good boost for your immune system. So you're traveling, you're out of your normal routine, you're in a different area. It's a good time to give your immune system that extra boost. So ImmuPro, I think that's one everyone should have in their cabinet for when they're going to be away. And I don't necessarily mean even out of the country, just when you're traveling and things get thrown off, then grab you that ImmuPro for sleep and your immune system. So I thought this statement was very, very good. Sleep is the investment for the energy you need tomorrow, because it is so true. When our sleep pattern is off, even if it's just one night, we often notice it the next day, right? You know, we wake up, we're maybe more grumpy, we have more of a brain fog, things like that. So taking care of our sleep and making sure we're getting plenty of restful sleep is just very important to be the best that you can be, not just for your immune system, but just for your overall health in general, physical, mental, spiritual, everything. We need to be getting some rest. And then I put this picture here because I thought it was a good picture. And it's 2 of the most common oils that a lot of people use for sleep, is that cedarwood and peace and calming. If you haven't tried those, give them a try. Cedarwood is another one some people love, some people don't. At first, honestly, I didn't like the smell. Now I love it, and I love it at nighttime. That's typically when I reach for cedarwood, and it's a wonderful one. I like to blend with peace and calming, or with pine or orange. There's many different oils. Roman chamomile, I mix with it as well. So cedarwood. And cedarwood is an oil that for most of us is a very affordable oil. It comes in the large 15 ml, and it's one of the cheapest oils that you can get. So if you're budget conscious and you're trying to get an oil for sleep, maybe try cedarwood and see what benefits that can bring you. So that's just some suggestions on what we can do to get a good night of sleep. Nothing difficult there. There's so many other things we could mention. For instance, I was talking to Donna, you know, sometimes when we don't get enough sleep, maybe we've tried these things, you know, we've got our diffuser going at night, we've applied an oil, and we're still not sleeping. What does that mean? Well, I was just sharing with her how I've had a few nights like that lately. And for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but I realized I had went a couple of nights without my typical oils that I apply for my hormones. So my hormones could have simply been out of whack. Like, Kim, what are you doing? So by 3:30 in the morning, I'm wide awake the last couple of nights. So tonight, yeah, you better believe I'm going to remember to rub my the oils I apply at night for my hormones. So my point is, we're all different. So you may try a few of these and that one's not working for you. Then there may be other things going on. Maybe your body is trying to, I know I've heard Claudia teach before about the connection between our liver if we're constantly waking up by about 4 in the morning, because your liver goes through a cycle always, but even at night while you're sleeping. And I'm sorry, I don't have that research in front of me, but there's a connection there. So if you've tried other things and it's not your hormones and you're doing these other things, then maybe look at some oils to support your liver. And if that's the case, do you remember where to apply them? Your liver, typically you can just rub it right below your right breast area. Go below your breast there on your stomach. That's your general liver area. So keep that in mind. That may be something. But the point is, we're all going through different things, and it's a matter sometimes of trial and error, figuring out what works for you. So any questions? Yes, Donna, that's all you're saying. Open it up to questions, discussions.
And I was also going to say about being consistent. Sometimes we forget. I will tell you, for about, I would say, a good 2 weeks or more, I wasn't putting my diffuser on, and I was like, what is going on? I started putting because I'm used to having the diffuser on at night, but when he goes to bed first, then it's dark in there. I can't really turn the lights on to do the diffuser. So now what I've been doing is I'll get it prepared earlier, because if he goes to bed before me, then I'll just turn it on. By the time I get in there, it smells amazing. And I go to bed and I have been sleeping so good. So I know, personally, I know that for me, having that diffuser on is a big deal. And I have it right next to me on my nightstand. So it also is it's not like a humidifier where it just is so much. But I mean, I don't know if you probably can't see what's coming out of there. But if you have a diffuser, you'll know it's just enough mist that it keeps it moist enough. So it's good for your throat. It makes it so much easier to sleep.
It does. It does. And you can not only use that just for sleep. I know, look, we've had a crazy few years, right, with everything that's been going on. So it's been a good oil. We know that if we've been around people that were like, oh, they may be battling something. Well, you know what? At night, then we put in oils that are good to support our respiratory and our lungs, not just our sleep. So yeah, please turn those diffusers on, make use of them for sure. Does anyone not only have a question, but maybe there's certain oils that you use that I haven't mentioned here? Don't hesitate. If there's an oil that you like at nighttime. Yes, Isabel.
Yes, I've been adding Stress Away as well. Stress Away, it has such a nice smell, relaxing. So I've been adding that too, and it's been helping a lot. I've been sleeping super good. I've been sleeping really good. Yes.
Good. That is a good one. Talking about how everyone's different and uses different oils. I have a friend, and I still laugh at it to this day because I know the look on my face. She knew I was shocked. You know her oil for nighttime? Peppermint. And I'm like, peppermint. Because when I think peppermint, I think if I need energy, I get me some peppermint. If I need to support my respiratory, I reach for peppermint. I don't think of it for sleep. But again, for her, it was the oil that she needed and helped her sleep. So that's why trial and error, try different things. Now, did someone else have their hand up? Yes, Leah, did I say that right, Leah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Does these oils affect your pets? Does it bother the pets?
Oh, good question, Leah. I have a cat. And typically when people think of essential oils and animals, that's one of the first pets they really think about, because we've all seen or many of us have seen or heard the horror stories on social media. I only use Young Living oils and my cat loves them. loves them. She loves Peace and Calming. She loves lavender. The suggestion is, this is my suggestion. I never close her up in a room with a diffuser going. Okay. That way, if she doesn't like the scent, she can walk out of the room. But we have, Leah, vets. I don't have them here in my area, but I can think of two, Dr. Susan Albright and the other one just escaped my mind, but they own veterinary practices. They have social media pages. They use the diffusers in their veterinary office, on their animals, on the horses, on the cats, on the dogs. So that's the difference in making sure you know your oil, for one thing, and know, are they using authentic oil, or are they putting synthetic things in it, fillers in it? Because unfortunately, a lot aren't using pure premium oil. They're adding other things to it, and that's where the danger. Now, I'm not saying there's no oil that's ever not want to say dangerous, but you would be moderate with, because there are some. So you can always ask us if you have a cat or a dog, more so a cat. We can share with you. I don't have it in front of me, but we can send you a little book. It's a little tiny book just for cats and different oils that you can use on them, and also the ones to be more cautious of. But I have to tell you, with our cat, no, she does great. It doesn't matter. I can put cinnamon and things like in there, but I never lock her in a room with it. I want her to have the choice to leave the room if she wants. Yes, Isabel.
No, I was just gonna say that we also have the pet scent
Mhm.
for the animals. My son has a dog, Callie.
Mhm.
She's like my Callie too, and she didn't like any of these oils before, and so when I was diffusing in the room, she wouldn't come in. I don't know what it was. She just didn't like it, and now she comes in and she likes the smell, and she's happy, and she's relaxed, and it's just different. She's gotten so used to it. At first, she didn't.
Yes.
But then after a while, because I diffuse every day, she loves it. She loves it now. She's right in here in the room with me too. And she's laying down and she's relaxed, and she loves it. Yes.
Yeah. And something else to think about, in general for everyone is, animals just like are always much more sensitive than we are to almost anything, right? So their sense of smell is a lot more potent than ours. And so that's probably why she wasn't used to that. And so all of a sudden smelling those oils was like, "Whoa, what's grandma doing?" But
Yep.
yeah, so it it takes a while for them to adjust. But yeah, we do have an animal scent line, that just shows you how wonderful Young Living oils are. There are oils specifically, it's the same oils, but it's blends of oils for specific reasons, for the animals. Okay, I hope that answered your question there, Leah. So, Mary.
You talked about a spray in your room. What would you put in the spray? What oils?
If personally, if I was making a linen spray, I'm going to go with oils that I love for sleep. So it would be some of the ones I mentioned, like Peace and Calming, maybe with a little bit of Roman chamomile, or Roman chamomile and a cedarwood. And I would put them I don't have a spray bottle in front of me, but you could use it. By the way, they make little spray tops for the oil bottles that you can get on Amazon. So you don't have to go buy anything except for the spray part, but you could use your empty bottle. Isabel's holding one right there. So you would just mix your oils in there that you like. And then add some, you could add water and witch hazel. Although for me, most of the time I use Everclear vodka. It's a wonderful spray. And I just pour some of that in there and use that. But lavender, Northern Lights black spruce, cedarwood, Peace and Calming, even Stress Away. Yes, Donna.
And what I was thinking is, I know, Mary, you probably have certain oils. You probably have lavender. I know you have Peace and Calming probably. Oh, the oils that come in your premium starter bundle. If you still have some of those, just what you like. So when you're smelling them, because I always tell, and Leah, I always tell everybody, when you get your kit, you smell them. I want you to open them and smell them so you know what they're gonna, well, kind of what they're gonna be like when
Right.
you're diffusing them. They're a little stronger, of course, in the bottle. But whatever you like, if you know that there's an oil that calms you, write down,
Mhm.
then use that so you can spray it on your pillow.
Mhm.
Sometimes I will take a drop in my hand and I rub my pillow with my hand because I want that there. And then I sleep like this anyway. So I'll have that around my face, especially if I'm having a rough night. So make sure you have that smell right around you, around your head.
Do they make sprays, Young Living, a product of just different? No, you mix your own. Gotcha.
No, mix your own. Now, I'm not,
Okay.
you know, every now and then maybe they'll come out with one, but not so far. You pretty
Okay.
much
Mm-mm.
you
Mhm.
make your own, whatever you like. So, okay. Any other questions, girls? No? Oh, girls are easy tonight. Hey. Okay. Well, and I'm going to keep talking here for a minute. So if you think of a question. So next Sunday, we're going to have a class all on recipes. Now, I know we covered some sleeping recipes tonight, but we're just going to share. A lot of times people, maybe if they're newer, they wonder about blends, you know, what to put in their diffuser. So we're going to share some diffuser recipes. We're going to share recipes with regard to even like the thieves line and different ways we like to use it. To make a DIY stain stick, that kind of thing. So it's going to be a variety. Someone had requested that. And I think it's a good idea because, you know, we love these oils and once you start using the oils, honestly, I think most people will agree. Even me, I was so skeptical. I just knew that my sister had lost her mind when she got a kit from Donna. But it's because I really didn't know nothing about them. And I'm still amazed to this day that once I started using oils is when I started waking up to how toxic a lot of the things in my home were that I never knew. Okay. So that's one reason I want to share these recipes so that you can see that you can use these oils and these products to help slowly ditch and switch and get rid of a lot of the toxins within your home. Okay. There was just a big report on that on the news this week. I posted on it on my Facebook page. I don't know if you all seen that, talking about the high level of toxins in the home. It's crazy. And it's just getting worse because man is looking more and more to creating synthetics and so on. And even though to a certain extent you see the convenience, but now we're seeing, unfortunately, the side effects from all of these toxic chemicals that are out there. So come join us again next week. Have your pen and paper, and we're going to share quite a few recipes. I'll probably have a lot more, sharing my screen a lot more, so that on quite a few of them, we'll be able to pop it up there and you can either snap a picture or screenshot or write it down or whatever. So we're going to share recipes next week. Also, as a reminder, if you think of anything that you want a class on, please don't hesitate. That's why we had the sleep class tonight, because someone requested it. That's why we're doing the recipe one next week. Donna and I are always looking for suggestions. So if you have a suggestion of a class that you would like to know more about, maybe it's the digestion or the immune system or whatever, even teeth. We even taught a teeth class a while back. So please don't hesitate to ask. Then what else did I want to mention? October 7th. I know that's a few weeks away. It's a Saturday, first Saturday of October. There will be, I say new releases. I don't know what all is coming out. Young Living refers to it as their holiday event where they release things, but a lot of times it's for those of us that don't celebrate Christmas or anything, there's still a lot of great products that they come out with that are not per se Christmas related or whatever. They're just more winter and things like that. So that will be coming out October 7th. So keep an eye on Donna and I's pages around that time, because I'm sure we'll be posting about it. And the class after that, of course, will be bringing up a lot of those, because they also a lot of times have sales then, even on just products that we have now. So we don't know what they are yet, but keep that in mind. Also, the other thing, even though the majority of you here are customers, and we're all customers, right, with Young Living, but the majority of you, that's what you are. You're not a brand partner. You're not interested in doing the business, but do not forget what Young Living is doing now, that even if you just want to remain a customer, but your aunt or uncle wants those oils you've got, even as a customer, you do have a referral number, and Young Living will give you 25% back in store credit. Now, if you want to be a brand partner, that's great. It's $1, and you'll get 50% back on that first order. But even as a customer, Young Living is going to reward you if someone wants that. So don't forget that. We want you to know that. And we've always appreciated when you've referred them to us and we've taken care of them. But now Young Living is letting you be able to reap some of the benefits just because someone walks in your house and loves that diffuser and loves that smell. So keep that in mind, okay? And if that's it, then wow, we actually kept this one under 40 minutes tonight. No, that's a record for us lately. So I hope you learned something tonight. Hope it gave you an idea of a recipe that you could try, an oil that you could try. And if you have any questions or anything comes up throughout the week, don't hesitate to reach out to Isabel or Donna or myself, and we will gladly do what we can and get you taken care of. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday, all about recipes. Oh, I forgot to hit.
I'll see you Saturday, Deirdre.